Excellent.
I thought I was gonna do the song again. Awesome hardware. Awesome. No, I don't know if we can make that a thing. We're live though.
All right.
We're definitely live.
Sweet.
We're streaming to the internet.
We're gonna wing it.
Oh yeah. And the idea here was to be on time today.
Well, we're pretty close.
We're on time.
For our standards, this is on time.
This is really close.
Within a 5-minute margin, I think.
According to my thing, it's 5:32.
According to mine, it's 6:32.
Well, you have
my laptop's just
no
completely
idea
wrong.
what daylight savings is apparently.
Been in New York.
Welcome everyone to Awesome Hardware. This is the live show that Kyle and I do every Tuesday. Every Tuesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/awesomehardware. So tune in to our live shows if you have a chance. And a big shout out and a big old Johnson to anyone who's watching live right now. Especially all y'all like early adopters who are like hanging out in chat beforehand and talking about Kyle's wife and stuff.
Yeah, what the hell is about that?
You think we weren't watching?
Don't talk about my wife like that.
Wait, I just opened this beer, but I haven't finished this other beer.
What a degen. What a degen you are.
Apparently. We have
I'm drinking Classico wine.
Yeah, we have a fantastic show for you all. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to the start of the show. Kyle's drinking some vino today. Some Bogle.
Yeah, it's leftover wine from my wedding.
Okay.
I have like 7 bottles left, so.
We still have leftover wine from our wedding.
Really?
We had quite a bit left over.
Nice. We should be drinking wine every
We have a
show.
bunch of Chardonnays. We have like 4 or 5 of the bottles of the Chardonnay still.
Okay.
Anyway.
We should be popping bottles at the beginning of Beach Awesome Hardware.
But it says offline. We should be online.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. But people are, I don't know, one person said offline. So I think
it looks like we're online.
Yeah, it looks like we're good.
That's your fault, sir. You need to fix something on your end. But hopefully the rest of you guys can hear us loud and clear and see us, see our beautiful faces. Yep. What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right.
So I actually spent most of today, instead of preparing for the show, frantically trying to get a video ready and posted.
Yeah.
Not that I was unprepared at all, or postponed anything to the last minute. I didn't.
Of course.
I was very on top of
no
things.
procrastination.
But so yeah, I did spend a good amount of like time over the last half hour or so, really getting things kind of crystallized and put together.
Crystallized.
This is interesting. I was expecting this to be darker, but that's fine.
What kind of beer is it?
This is a Lagunitas.
I mean, like
Or Lagunitas. An Equinox.
Leonidas.
A Leonidas.
No, it's
no, that's my monitor.
yes.
This is a genuine pale oat ale.
I always get confused between Lagunitas and Leonidas, your monitor.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like, oh, this one monitor makes such great beer. And then I realize that I've got it totally confused.
Doesn't make any sense.
Horrible.
All right. What are we going to talk about on today's show? We've already been rambling.
Well, it's your half of the show, but we've got announcements first, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we do have some announcements. As we usually do at the beginning of the show, we remind you guys that we will be distributing the Johnson to anyone who happens to purchase a shirt from either of our stores during the show.
Yes.
So you can go to my store, which is, what is my store? Store.paulshardware.net.
No one knows.
Is where my store is. You can go there and I have these shirts. And I also have these lovely shirts with a thumb screw on them. Limited edition thumb screw going on right now.
That's right.
Will soon be replaced.
The misprint?
With other thumb screws, but I'm going to keep rocking this one.
Yeah.
Also over on Kyle's store, which is awesomesaucenetwork.com/store.
Yes, we know the URL to my store. So.
Yeah, as long as I get that one right, Kyle?
That's right.
We have the famous... Did you get it restocked again?
Yes.
You got more stock again on the CPU cooler shirt.
Sound like hotcakes.
Get it right now because...
Everyone wants my Johnson. I think that's what it is.
Apparently you should buy that shirt before too many people have it and it's not cool anymore because it's like, oh, it's another guy with that damn CPU
exactly.
shirt.
It's going to be so played out.
They're going to be everywhere.
Don't worry, I'm thinking of new designs already. All right? We got some cool stuff coming.
Got some new designs.
A little less rapey on the next design.
If you do buy from both of our stores at the same time, you'll get a little kickback, a little discount on the shipping. Yes, it's exactly it's the motion.
I don't know what this was. I don't know where that comes from.
and yeah, so you'll get like $2 or $3 back from each of us on the shipping on it because it'll all come together in the same box. But it'll be a refund because our stores aren't like connected.
Yeah,
it's very complicated. Anyway, and then what? Wait, wasn't there another announcement? Kyle's married now.
I'm married.
Kyle's married. Cheers.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Kyle being married.
Hey!
Kyle looks older now, right? Right?
No, I'm okay. I'm actually very happy.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
Yeah? I've actually had that one before, and it is tasty.
You have? Okay, I
Yes.
was going to say you should try it, but since you've had it, then I'm going to drink it all.
I'm going to try it when you're not looking.
Okay.
Like I usually do.
Yeah, so Kyle got married. That's why he missed last week. He was on his first honeymoon. You have another honeymoon coming up as well in a couple months, but that's why we had Jay in
Thailand, which is getting bombed left and right now, which is horrible. We might not even go there anymore because...
Our thoughts and prayers to those in Thailand. And because that really sucks.
It does.
Right now. Don't bomb people.
Bombing bitches.
And you're reconsidering?
I mean, it's gotten bombed, twice in the last 2-3 days?
I don't know.
In very touristy areas, mind you.
Okay.
So they're targeting...
That's what they like to hit. They like to instill that fear. But we will not be terror. We will not submit to terrorists. You can't submit to terrorists.
I might submit. I like my life.
Wow.
I don't want to blow up.
Apparently...
Honey boom. That's what they call it.
Apparently, according to...
Sexy.
Is that the game technician?
Oh, are you going to switch the...
No, he just posted this. The Ashley Madison hackers just released a ton of stolen data.
Nice.
All right, that's sweet.
I don't know why
we'll leave that for you guys to catch up on.
Okay.
I'm sure it's all naked pictures of people. That's what we have to assume it is.
Yes.
Kind of like the fappening all over again. All right, so Johnson's are going to go out to anyone who happens to buy shirts. I'm going to check, and I hope my store is working okay, because...
Yep.
I'm going to toss Johnson out right now to Jared. Jared, Big Johnson to you, man. Right now.
Big Johnson.
Right here, right now.
Daddy Johnson.
Okay, let's move into the first segment
all over the screen.
Of my half of the show. This segment has a name. I wrote that name down so I wouldn't forget it. It's called Going to Disneyland.
That's the name of your segment?
Yeah, that's the name of the segment. I don't have a lower thirds for it for fear of copyright infringement lawsuits. I don't want to dabble in that at all.
Between Disneyland and Twitch, we're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the story. It's over on Yahoo, which amazingly is where I actually found it. And Disneyland has confirmed Star Wars themed park attractions are coming, complete with cantinas. Look at that.
I like
this is the two theme parks in Anaheim, California, and Orlando, Florida. Will get our largest single themed land expansion ever with a pair of Star Wars inspired attractions. This is absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
And you have California and Florida, so pretty much the whole world can share this because you have those two places. Which,
well, there's one in Japan too, I think.
But that's not getting the Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter. You got California and Florida. That pretty much, like, if you get a radius with both of those, it's pretty much going to cover the entire world.
True.
It's kind of like baseball in the U.S. That's why we have the World Series, is because we've got enough there that it pretty much accounts for everything. Okay. Now, the way this is being described, and forgive me if you guys don't enjoy going to Disneyland. What the hell's wrong with you? Why?
You soulless.
You like Disneyland, right, Kyle?
Of course.
Okay.
Who doesn't like Disneyland?
If anyone right now is like, "Who are you talking about Disneyland?" Screw you, man.
I'm allergic to happiness.
Go to Disneyland. It's the happiest place on earth.
It's spiritual.
Unless you work there. And then it's still kind of happy.
No.
I don't know.
I worked for an amusement park once.
Oh, yeah?
It was horrible.
It's got its pluses and its minuses, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be like bringing an entire new Star Wars planet to Disney's parks.
So this is kind of like how they have Frontierland and they've got... what's the other one?
Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland. So this is going to be like Star Wars Land.
You'd think they had just released like a major Hollywood movie called Tomorrowland. That movie did so terribly.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
But that was far later after Tomorrowland had actually
So you're
come
absolutely correct. Star Wars Land in Disneyland in Anaheim and Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando will each span 14 acres worth of park real estate. Each park is getting 14 acres of Star Wars that you can go and like immerse yourself in, and hang out with and pretend like you are Anakin Skywalker
or Han Solo,
just a small child wanting to win the pod race.
I wouldn't want to be Anakin though,
I wouldn't want to be Anakin either, because then you grow up to be Hayden Christensen, and then eventually you just gotta shoot yourself in the face,
and you kiss your own sister, which is kind of gnarly.
Yeah, that's also kind of weird. They're promising a bar that's reminiscent of the iconic Mos Eisley Cantina.
Very nice.
And I just want to get shit-faced there.
And shoot Greedo. Shoot Greedo first. Fuck Greedo.
They need to have a booth. Okay.
They do. They do.
This is what we're gonna do here. This is
come
what we're
up
gonna
with
do
ideas?
for the next few minutes here. We're gonna come up with some ideas, and that's a brilliant one, by the way.
Come on now.
Right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
We're gonna ideas for Star Wars attractions that they should have, and we're gonna take all this information and we're gonna forward it over to Disneyland. The Disneyland people.
Yeah.
They'll
listen to every word we say.
They're gonna make all this stuff.
Like, oh, it's the guys from Awesome Hardware.
The
Holy
first
shit.
suggestion from Kyle is that in the Mos Eisley Cantina bar, and this would be awesome. They probably could set up multiple ones.
Yeah.
It's just like a little booth ride that you go in, and basically you go in, you sit down, they prompt you with some lines, you do the exchange between Han and Greedo,
Right.
and then maybe do you have the option like for who shoots first? Is that?
I think
you
you
get to
don't.
choose?
You get to choose. Because he's going to shoot you no matter what eventually. But you have the option to shoot him first if you want. You can interject the storyline at any point you want if you want to be the one who shoots first.
Right, so,
but then there are consequences for shooting him first.
So you
as
can
well.
go with the original real Han and shoot Greedo because you're a rascal and a scoundrel.
Yes.
Or you can go with the like homogenized future Han. All right. Anyone in chat have any Trench Run roller coaster?
Nice.
That's from Yetzo97.
I like
Brilliant idea. A Stormtrooper shooting gallery. That'd be pretty good from the Wang Man.
But if
Johnson for Wang Man.
But if the shooting gallery was you as a stormtrooper, you would make like you wouldn't hit shit. Everyone's score would be 0.
Sideways and up and down.
You'd have to rely on rebanks or
brilliant
bank ops. Yeah.
Jabba's slave pit from Mr. AC Red Wine. Jabba's slave pit.
Now it's the happiest
Kinda
place
like,
on earth.
So it's like when you go to Disneyland now, at least the Southern California one, it's weird because they've got Disneyland and California Adventure right next to it, and it's like, are they one park? Are they two parks? Sometimes they treat them the same, sometimes they're different. It's weird.
Right.
It's confusing. But California Adventure, they do have bars. And
Yes.
whereas in normal Disneyland, there's only like one place you can go to drink. It's called Club 32, and it's really difficult to get into. Or is it Club 33?
33, I think.
I think it's 33.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can actually drink at the Mermaids, the Ariel's Mermaid Lagoon or whatever in California Adventure,
right?
Which makes the concept or just the premise of going to Disneyland slightly more appealing.
Yeah.
I was going to say much more appealing, but I thought I'd temper that. People already think that I drink too much. Just because when I do drink...
Nah, what are you talking about?
It's live on the internet.
No way.
All right.
For the world to see.
Nocturne Kitty's here. Hey, what's up, Kitty?
Hi, Kitty.
Also, what's up to anyone else in chat? Manic Geek, Sal, all of our friendlies who are here every week to say hello. And anyone else who has just joined us. Thanks for
Sausage Pizza hasn't shown up to our house yet, so I would assume Josh isn't in chat.
We do not have any sausage pizza going on. Right now, if you're just joining us, we are discussing the expansion of Star Wars themed park attractions at Disneyland in California and in Florida.
Right.
There's a small percentage of chat who is like, get on with it and move on to other stuff, but I don't care. We're talking about freaking Disneyland.
This is a whole segment, all right? It's not just a story.
This is a whole segment.
This warrants an entire 15 minutes of our show.
When this came across my desk, because that's what happens. Things come. I'm just sitting at home, even though I work alone, and something pops up. I'm like, oh, thank you. What?
Me?
What? Where did this come from?
Stop giving me work!
It kind of scares me.
Who am I?
The point is, I immediately had to dedicate a whole segment to it. So any other ideas? I like the Trench Run roller coaster.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Now, one of the things they have at Disneyland that I thought was pretty fun, which is over in the I haven't been in like a year or two now, but they had interactive games. So you're riding on a thing and it goes around. I think this is in the Toontown, maybe. Okay. Or maybe it's in California. No, it's in California Adventure.
Okay.
So you're going around on a thing on a track. So it's like one of those old like Mr.
On
Toad's
rails
Wild
type
Rides, rides or something like that. But then you also have like a gun or something, and you go in front of these panels that have projected video on them, and then you can shoot stuff and everything. So you have a kind of a running score and everything at the same time, which is kind of fun. It takes like the kind of premise of being on a ride in a theme park, and you combine that like, oh, I actually am shooting stuff.
Interactive
it's a game
ride.
of skill.
Right.
You can try to
like the Buzz Lightyear game.
Yeah, the Buzz Lightyear game was the other thing. That's the one that at regular Disneyland that they have, and I'm sure they have other similar ones, maybe at other theme parks. But those are the kind of games where I'm like, that's a heck of a lot of fun. Actually, those are the type of rides where it's like you finish and you're like, I need to get back in line and play it again.
Right.
A lot of rides you go on and you're like, that was fun. Let's find the next ride. But when it combines it with like a video game, you get that video game mentality of like, oh,
It becomes
I
competitive.
could do better. You know, I could get.
I want the top score of
like
the day. Yeah.
Yeah, something like the Trench Run roller coaster or something would be really cool.
Time to apply all that PC gaming knowledge.
I was thinking of like a water slide down a Sarlacc's throat. What do you think?
Oh yeah, like the monster that gobbles up.
Yeah, the Sarlacc would
Boba Fett.
and then you end up in the stomach and you digest it painfully over the course of 1,000 years or something.
Or
like
if
that.
they found some way to bring like real, true quicksand into the park, and it's like a quicksand trap. You have to find a way to get out of the quicksand, and then once you go under, you can just get spit out into the exit.
Oh, okay.
But you get spin to the row of screens where you can see the picture of your face as the automatic camera takes you as you're about to die. Shit like that.
The ones of like, you know, as you're going down the roller coaster and everyone's like, like those are stupid.
Right.
But I mean,
the final moments of your life.
Yeah, like I'm about to be enveloped by quicksand or whatever. That would be awesome. Death Star Maze by Chris.
That'd be good.
XLX Cross.
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
A 3D one.
Yes.
Like where you have different levels to go up and down and everything like
where
that.
Stormtroopers are chasing you to like prompt you to speed up. You can't just jerk it.
All right, we have a bunch of fantastic ideas here. We're going to get these all down on paper, I'm sure, at some point.
Yep.
And
or every kid gets a gun.
What?
I don't know.
A laser.
A laser, yeah.
Yes.
Still would
not a real gun.
Do some damage. I mean, I don't know.
Gun safety. Okay.
You want immersion or don't you?
Well, if you really want that sense of like I'm about to die, I guess.
It's a real test of the parents.
That's enough. That's enough for my first segment. Going to Disneyland. It's time for my next segment. That last segment, going to Disneyland, was just far too much. Was far too happy, right? So
too much greatness.
I need to counter it. I need to counteract it. Also, we have. Hold on, this is going to be terrible for a second.
My computer's acting weird.
What's wrong with your computer, Cal?
I can't switch tabs. My browser's frozen.
I don't have Oh Joy, so I'm gonna put Kyle up. Awesome sauce news. All right, we're gonna do an Oh Joy segment next. Your computer's like locked up.
Yeah, look, I can't switch tabs at all. It's like completely frozen.
Oh, that sucks.
Chat's working all right. I see the updated chat.
I'm not even in Twitch chat. I also didn't tweet the beginning of the show. Did you tweet the beginning of the show, Kyle?
I did.
You did?
Because I'm awesome.
We're live.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Yes, I broke it. Yes, so I break everything.
What?
And refuse to fix it. Damn. I think I'm gonna have to restart. Wait, I'm gonna try restarting my browser first.
So
restarting the whole system seems more drastic.
That does seem very drastic. Oh, you're on Windows 10.
Yes, but I mean, so far I haven't had any problems with Windows 10. But using it for the last few days.
That's actually It's funny because I've been thinking I haven't done any Windows 10 stuff yet.
Okay.
But I've been like, what am I gonna? Because I got to take one of my systems. I've already reserved it on like 4 or 5 systems.
Right, me too.
But I got to take one of them and be like, well, you're going to be my test system to upgrade.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking I should do my laptop, and you've already done it. So everything works pretty good.
Everything's okay now.
Nice.
Hopefully that was just a fluke. By the way, Double Johnson. Double Johnson for Brian from Joshua, Texas. Thank you for picking up a CPU cooler shirt like a boss. And then we've also got another Johnson from Ramsey.
Beautiful.
From Garland, Texas. So the Texans. Texans love the CPU cooler shirt, apparently.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
It does. I mean...
Because everything's bigger in Texas.
And they love rape. I don't know.
What?
I couldn't think of anything else to say.
That was massively inappropriate, Kyle.
I know.
You have to drop that kind of thing on my half of the show.
Yeah, I do.
I disavow anything Kyle said for the past 30 seconds. Except for the Johnson stuff. Let's focus on the Johnson here.
All right.
Focus on the Johnson?
Sure.
Okay, back to the Johnson, because I also need to hand out a Johnson to Kelly.
Kelly,
Big Johnson.
From Texas?
Is Kelly from Texas? I don't know.
No.
No, Kentucky.
Because he didn't get the CPU cooler shirt, that's why.
Well, that's...
I'm telling you, man.
Got a thumbscrew shirt.
It's a thing.
And that's pretty awesome there.
It's slightly related.
That is very similar. Okay. What were we talking about? Kyle, Chad is just now reacting to your terrible...
Excellent. Excellent. So now you know what kind of show this is, in case you were a newcomer.
Because everyone has something that they will say if they're caught completely off guard and like, say something. And they're just like, bleh, and you say what the first thing that comes into your mind.
Yeah, sometimes
that's like what you just did, and it really made... It's really making me think twice.
It's really making waves. Makes you question who you are as a person.
Relationship and all that kind of thing. All right.
Sleep with one
Let's
eye
move
open.
on with Oh Joy.
All right.
So Oh Joy is a segment where we basically discuss terrible news, and we offer no solutions or anything like that.
Love it.
So we're going to start off here in the world of technology with some robots, some robotics. And
Robots are all the rage these days.
This article from Digital Trends, which is about a mother robot which builds children that evolve and get better with each new generation.
So it's a robot building robots.
It's a mother robot building robot children.
But they get better every time she builds.
Yes, she builds the children, she observes the children, and then she makes better children.
Improves upon them.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a mother robot that can learn.
There's a video of this heinous activity going on right here. You can see. So see, this is the mother robot is the arm, and she has these blocks that have like little servo engines in them and stuff like that.
Here's my question: how does she make baby robots without a daddy robot?
Robots. See, that's the really insane and insidious thing about robots. So see, look at this old robot. See that robot?
That's one robot?
Yeah, down there on the bottom.
Looks like two
That's
of
the
them.
robot she just built, and she's watching it, and she's like, yes, my child.
She's like, you suck. I'm gonna make a better version.
Soon, but you can already see like
The gears in her head turning.
the level of intent to
The literal gears.
to kill all humans, right? Because that's really what robots want to do. That's the kill all humans thing going on down there at the bottom.
That's actually a minigun sticking out of it.
So this and so you might look at this and you might think, okay, Paul, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You've clearly been drinking, and you've no idea what you're saying.
Right.
That might be true, probably is, but does not detract at all from the fact that this has already proven that to be a really serious threat to all mankind.
I agree. Because eventually...
IDF, the Intel Developers Forum.
That was a beautiful segue, Paul.
How's it called?
Intel Developers Forum.
Yeah, it's going on right now.
Yes.
And guess what they have there, Kyle?
The mother robot that kills people.
Look at this tweet from Seth Culliner.
Hey, Seth Culliner.
Look at
Intel CEO commanding
the
army of
Intel
spider robots.
CEO right there.
Oh my god.
Commanding an army
It's all connected.
of spider robots.
Born from a mother spider
Jeez.
robot.
Tell me that's not scary to you.
Aren't real spiders horrifying enough?
not, yeah.
You gotta go and make robotic ones.
How about this? How about watching it on video? I'm gonna cut the audio.
And they know choreographed dance moves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at all of the spiders dancing together.
Yeah, right before they all leap on that guy's face and devour his internal organs.
So the mother robot was clearly successful and has developed these robots up to the point where...
Oh no, auto video, stop it.
Kill it.
The robots are acting fast.
Kill. Okay.
It's Linus.
Deep web and dark web explained.
Oh, they said something entirely different. Sorry. It's not funny.
Okay.
Never mind.
So, all right. So the mother robot has developed these child robots. I can see nothing but correlation here between the mother robot, who's been developing these baby robots to be more and more efficient killing machines. There might be a little bit of a editorial there, but
right.
And then also these dancing spider robots appearing at IDF to mesmerize the crowd.
Yes.
Into a hypnotic trance.
To obey the robot race.
To obey, the
robo race. So basically what you're saying is robots are evil, Intel's making robots, so therefore Intel is evil, and therefore we should say screw Skylake and Zen Master Race.
I didn't say any of
those. Those are exact. I completely agree with you. I think that's a very solid and valid point.
Yeah, that would be...
we should all take home today. What?
Okay, so watch out for killer spider robots that might dance, and
in all honesty, I'm sure they're very cool.
What?
I might side with the robots.
Okay. You're gonna side with the robots,
if it means I won't get killed when the shit hits the fan,
all right.
When Skynet happens, I have no problem with that.
Okay, well, moving along. All
right.
Now we know where Kyle stands on that particular subject.
I'm cool with it.
Next topic in Oh Joy here is really... So to be honest, I was putting this all together last night, and the Oh Joy segment was something I did last, and I needed one more thing for it, and I was browsing around the internet, and I discovered... So I was looking for something Oh Joy related, right? Which means it needs to be terrible.
Yeah.
But then I came across this, which is apparently a thing now. the new underground sport of first-person drone racing.
Nice. Okay.
And I was like, that's badass.
And then it turns out to be just a bunch of dudes.
Let me. But this is the last thing I need for a segment. I'm gonna put it in there. I don't care.
It's not very Ojoy-ish.
So let me figure out why this is bad. Why is it bad?
Because they're attaching guns to these things.
Oh, see right there.
And now,
right there, Kyle. There's your proof that this is terrible.
The tree doesn't like drones?
Beware drones. Obviously, drones are dangerous.
Oh, yes, of course. How did I not see it first?
Okay, all right. So, that being established, and this clearly has a home and fits into the Ojoy segment, this is first-person drone racing, right?
Right.
First-person freaking drone racing, and this is...
Just wait till it's first-person drone shooter.
Yeah. Here's a time trial going on here. I'm going to share this video with you guys.
Oh, my God.
And so, basically, you got the drone.
Right.
You set it up with a camera, and then you have some VR goggles. So you're controlling the drone, and you're also watching it in first person as it flies around.
Yeah.
They set up racetracks, and you can see this racetrack's been set up with the little yellow arrows pointing the which way to go.
Uh-huh.
And there's a track. I'm not sure. I have no experience with this, so I don't know if there's rules with this red and white line. If you got to stay within it or outside of it or anything like that.
Right.
But then you got to follow the track and race the drone through it. But this is fascinating.
Okay.
And it looks really fun.
So this is like, they should make a movie series about this, like Fast and the Furious.
Probably.
But with drones.
But with drones. That would be awesome.
Fast and the Dronius.
Fast and the Dronius. Starring
Horrible.
all of these dudes.
Yeah. That
guy
in the front looks like a Paul Walker to me.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you.
Hey, too soon.
It's always too soon.
Okay. But yeah, drone racing. I kind of want to do it.
Clearly, this is bad though, and I'm sure they're like
Clearly
betting.
It's bad,
I'm sure they're betting money.
Yeah.
There's like a drug ring surrounding it. They're using drones to traffic the drugs through the race to the other end.
You got
the
a bunch of
line,
guys
they do a drop off.
gathering together in remote locations to have an out of body experience. There's got to be drugs related.
Absolutely.
Involved somehow.
Absolutely. They're all coked up. That's how they're able to get through the races because they're so strenuous.
That's how you sharpen your skills.
Right.
Like, hey man,
yep.
you want to fly with us?
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
That's what like the leader of the drone, like the group of evil drone dudes.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's what they're calling it these days. Is we're flying.
Yeah.
You want to fly on this shit? That's like the new thing that kids are saying.
Can we make an 80s movie based on this? Like somehow, right?
Yes. Right.
Somehow this seems like it fits with an 80s movie. All right. So pretend they had drones in the 80s, and then you got this like, you got like the bad gang, right?
Yeah.
And the leader of the bad gang, and they're all trying to like get the new guy who's like he's got serious drone skills,
right,
to join their group.
But he's like a good guy.
Bad. Yeah, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But that that's the temptation, really.
Right. Of course.
And it's
and it's his journey wrestling with flying, both in the literal sense and the hypothetical sense, or the theoretical sense.
We already have 3/4 of a movie. We're gonna put that script together
yes.
in our off time here.
Yep.
And in the meantime, though, we're gonna move on to the third little topic here.
Death Touch Rio. I am not drunk. I'm just married. So.
So he's a bit more of a lightweight now.
Big distinction there.
Apparently. All right, let's continue on. Look, this is the most like actual legitimate article that we pulled up today. This is a PC Perspective article, and a lot of you are probably already a little bit familiar with this because in the last day or two, it's been all over at least the Twitters and whatnot.
Yes.
This article's by Ryan Shrout, and we need to give him a shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to Ryan Shrout.
Yeah.
Cheers.
To you, sir.
We give him a shout out every time.
Yes. We shrouded at the top of our lungs.
Anna Johnson.
Yeah.
All right, so DirectX 12, right?
Sure.
Heard a lot of discussion about it. It's supposed to allow the game developers to use APIs to give more direct, closer interaction with the actual PC hardware.
Yeah.
It started off with Mantle, and then they're like, well, now we have, and then Nvidia and Intel were like, we have DirectX, or Microsoft was like, we have DirectX 12. And that's a brief history of it.
Yep.
But up until now, there hasn't been any actual benchmarks or tests to be run on any DirectX 12 software or games. Well, no longer, because this is Ashes of the Singularity. This is a benchmark. Ashes of the Singularity is a game. It's currently in alpha.
Right. Looks like an RTS.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I don't.
Maybe not RTS.
No, this has to be. This has to be an RTS.
Yeah.
And actually, an RTS is a great example for DirectX 12 because of the ability to handle lots of draw calls and stuff like that. Okay, so they did performance testing with this now, with Ashes of the Singularity. And
how did it do, Paul?
I don't know. I gotta go down here to the benchmark details. Let's go straight to the results. All right, so we're gonna take a look at some results right now.
Okay.
This is DirectX 11 to DirectX 12 scaling, and they ran it at low and high at 1080 as well as at 1600. They're testing a 980 versus a 390X here, and what you'll probably be able to see is that when you're looking at DirectX 11 performance, Nvidia has a huge advantage.
Right.
Very, very big advantage. However, when you jump over to DirectX 12, which is the blue line, you might notice, for example, the 390X, which had a score of like 43 at 1080p low, jumps up to 78.
Right.
Which is a pretty massive improvement. Same here, 36 to 53. So basically, the AMD GPUs are getting a big boost
compared to Nvidia.
DirectX 12.
But could that be because Nvidia is already kicking ass at DirectX 11? So maybe the performance gap isn't just that huge going to DirectX 12.
Well, the theory here is that the ability of DirectX 12 to work closer to the metal means that, like, because all right, if you listen to Nvidia and AMD, what they will tell you is that developers develop games, they come to release point with games, and then Nvidia and AMD driver developers go in and like fix the games with the drivers.
Right.
That's what they'll tell you, and I think that's by and large pretty true.
Yeah.
What this is doing is basically it's allowing the developers to kind of get around that, I think, to some degree because of the way DirectX 12 works, and as a result, AMD's sort of lack of driver development, because that's kind of been established that's a situation that they're in,
right,
is not hurting them as much, which means they're getting a lot more performance out of it. I mean, there's another side to it too, and Nvidia has already come out and tried to kind of contest some of these early numbers that have come out, and they said like, oh, there's an anti-aliasing thing,
right,
like a bug with anti-aliasing, and so you gotta not use anti-aliasing and all that kind of stuff. But really, I mean, well, there's lots of different aspects to this story. It's a convoluted sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I read part of this article, and Nvidia is claiming that this isn't the most accurate form of testing, or that it's not a very valid test. And of course, the developers of the game are stating otherwise, and they're saying this is an accurate representation.
Yeah.
But what'll be interesting is when the second round of benchmarks for a different game comes out, because that'll give us a better indication of,
oh yes,
is this really the way that it's leaning, or is there something else at play here that we're not seeing?
Yeah, and if you guys want to check out this article, at least if you're watching the YouTube video, I have links to all these articles down in the description, so be sure to check those out. Let's go to the closing thoughts and going forward. That's usually where I skip to in all the articles that I read, right?
Perfect.
Me too. So basically, to give you guys a few bullet points of what Ryan Stroud's talking about here. Oh, and also there's an Extreme Tech article. The Ryan Stroud article on PC Perspective compares a 980 to a 390X. Extreme Tech compares, I believe, a Fury X with a 980 Ti, I think.
Sounds sensible.
Yeah. And you'll notice they're including a lot of the ongoing discussion as far as what Nvidia has been saying about this particular game and the benchmark. Is it real? Does it matter? Who cares? Here's some of their benchmarks as well. But yeah, I mean, the fact is that at least in this benchmark, which is from a game that is being published,
right,
although it is an alpha, AMD cards are getting a big boost from DirectX 12 when compared to DirectX 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different conclusions you can draw from it, of course. And I don't think, see, this is why I said at the beginning of this entire live stream that I spent most of today editing a video rather than reading as much of these articles as I would have liked to. But I do have some of Ryan Stroud's summary points that I can kind of go over with you guys. He pointed out very, very intentionally, this is a single benchmark from a single game on a single game engine. There's going to be multiple game engines, multiple games that use those engines that will use DirectX 12.
Right.
Also, that DirectX 12 puts a lot more power in the hands of the game and the engine developer.
Yeah,
which is important. And then AMD's less expensive GPU in these tests was able to match performance of the GTX 980, a card that was as much as 90% faster in the older API.
Wow.
That's a pretty big difference. A combination of the work AMD did on Mantle and Vulkan APIs, which I'm sure you guys are somewhat familiar with. I don't have the cognitive capacity to describe exactly what those are right now, but the generalization of game engines is bound to happen when an engine has more direct access to the GPU hardware, is why we're seeing perhaps a normalization of these benchmark scores when you look at a comparison of AMD and Nvidia.
Sure.
Whereas Nvidia, I think, benefited a lot from their optimization in DirectX 11.
Right.
Right now we're seeing right out of the gates that with DirectX 12, AMD seems to be doing pretty well. So Nvidia GPUs are pretty much useless now, I guess is what it comes down to.
Of course, that's the point of the story, right?
Yeah, that's really the point of the story.
I'll never buy a Team Green card again.
And that moves us right into our next segment, Kyle.
Oh, yes? Which is?
Yes, it segues us beautifully
into, do we have a lower thirds for it?
Segment. We might even have a lower thirds, although it's not going to be. It's going to take a second.
I would not be a good drummer.
It's not helping that you're. No, wait. No. Okay, sword fight. Yay! It's time for sword fight.
All right.
Okay.
That was very
The
smooth.
classic sword fight, which is a segment where Kyle and I take opposing sides on controversial issues, and we argue them for y'all.
For y'all.
You guys can vote on some straw polls that I'm going to post. You can vote at the beginning, or you can wait to see if Kyle or my arguments sway your opinion in one way or another, which often happens. We're very persuasive.
And we take this segment very seriously. And we use only concrete facts to argue our points.
Yes, and all of the segments are... Wait, what? All right, so I segued to this right now because it's a beautiful segue, and we were just talking about the same thing that I'm going to ask a question about. Isn't that fantastic?
Sure.
It's pretty fantastic.
Whatever.
So what we were just talking about was this story on PC Perspective about DirectX 12 GPU and CPU performance testing in Ashes of the Singularity, and basically AMD cards doing quite well. Quite well.
Okay.
Now, that brings up the obvious follow-up question. I'm going to post this in chat right now so people can vote.
Which is?
Wait, what's the question? Wait.
Should everyone switch to AMD GPUs now that we know they are better at DirectX 12?
Yes. So with this concrete information, which is clearly very concrete and shall not be opposed by anyone, nor further clarified by further testing, we have three responses. Hell yeah, Team Red all the way, Radeon for life.
Yep.
Or Nvidia, if you're on Team Green, hell no, or no way. Nvidia's just sandbagging GeForce forever. Or there's a third response there. I don't think it'll be very popular, which is I think we should wait for more games and more testing, and I have poop on my hands.
That last bit kind of throws you off a bit because at first you're like, "Oh,
strange.
that one."
It's strange,
and then you read it all, and you're
I
know.
think in the interest of fairness and reasonableness, we should leave that third one to the audience, and you and I should argue the other two.
Okay,
so,
I agree.
So here it is, Kyle. This is a fundamental argument here for Sword Fight, which is AMD versus Nvidia. We've had the next chapter in our relevance to discussion about their performance. Yep. And now we know which side. So which side are you on?
I'm gonna say Radeon for life.
Oh, Kyle's going with Radeon. See, I was surprised.
Switching it up.
I'm surprised.
I know. That's what I wanted to do, was surprise you.
All right. Well, all right.
Throw you for a loop.
Do you want to go first then and explain to us why AMD is now the clear champion?
I'll explain to you why I'm right, Paul. And that is because look at the benchmarks. Just look at them.
Just scoreboard.
Just open your eyes, look at those numbers.
I'm going to help Kyle out here.
And it's like, bam, right? So it's always like a good feeling, right? When you buy a video card and like things get optimized, you know, they come out with a new API and you get to see that nice bump, right? You're gonna be crying with your face in your hands when you've got a nice GeForce card and DirectX 12 finally hits the market. You get that shit, and you're like, what? 10, 15% increase in performance? I've been waiting all this time for that. And then your friend, your buddy who went Team Red, is going to be like, dude, did you hear about DirectX 12? I got like 50% performance, dog. And you'll be like, Ah, shit. I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. That's like a play-by-play of your life if you go Team Green.
Too bad I didn't have full screen going right there when you did that.
Got to full screen that shit, brother.
Yep.
And I mean, come on. AMD, they're killing it right now. Man, they're killing it. And they got Fury. I mean, what the hell? What a badass name for a card, right? What's the next one going to be? Like the Ferocious X?
The Ferocious?
I mean, who knows, man? They're getting crazy.
Hey, I'm looking forward to that.
So, again, that's just my educated...
All right. No, that was some strong arguments made by Kyle there.
Cheers.
I'm going to completely 100% disagree and explain why you're wrong and stupid.
All right.
The main thing when it comes down to when you're looking at graphics cards, right? Look at graphics cards. What do you think about when you think about graphics cards, right? Global warming. Global warming is a major issue right now.
That is what I think about.
It's all over the news. 90% of people and scientists think that scientists say the global warming is true.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's so hot right now. So really what that kind of, if you look at it in a circular kind of way,
right,
and the circular, and it swings back around, what really matters in the GPU's performance is power draw. And what does AMD have when it comes to power draw? They have nothing. They have like 150% of the power draw typically, and when you look at performance per watt than Nvidia does. Because Nvidia has focused on efficiency, and they focused on making sure that you don't have your computer's not catching on fire because everything's so hot. You're not pulling a bunch of wattage from the wall, so you can actually run your air conditioner or other appliances at the same time. And sure, maybe DirectX 12 performance isn't quite where it should be then, but is DirectX 12 performance going to matter when the polar ice caps melt?
I didn't think about that.
To see? Yeah, exactly. That's...
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like a fool.
That's... None of that made any sense.
Secret weapon on...
All right.
Got the secret weapon on me.
This is the strangest... This is the strangest sword fight ever. Let's see what the results are here.
All right.
Team Red or Team Green? What's it come down to?
Oh.
What's it come down to?
Oh, wow. Look at
Whoa. This is an upset. This is a crazy upset.
I know.
Neither of our arguments swayed anyone.
I guess not.
Why do so many of our viewers have poop on their hands?
What's up, guys?
Why?
You need someone to talk to?
Where?
How did you even get? Is it your own poop?
What?
I mean, what kind of situation have all of you just undergone at the same time where you're all like shit? It's just look at my hands. It's just the smell. I can't do it, man. It's like Jerry took a poop nap on all of you at once. I'm just waiting for the screen to just static out, like we broke the stream.
You have to do the rest of the show.
We broke Paul. All right. I'm gonna try to hold it together. I'm gonna be strong for both of us, Paul. People are saying rest in peace.
My eyes are watering.
All right. Someone poop in your eye?
No.
All right.
No.
We got this. All right. Well, clearly...
Oh, God.
Clearly, this upset has upset all of us.
Yeah.
You guys the most, because you've got the poop in your hands.
Why? Why did...
You're not allowed to make straw polls anymore. That's just a rule for the show. Whew!
I wrote that down last night, and I was like, I bet this will be funny.
It's because you assume that would be the number one choice, right?
As long as I thought it was funny. Okay. No, thanks, you guys.
I said, what a shitty topic. Yes, pun intended. I agree.
I am broken.
Rest in peace.
Okay, sorry. Wait, we have to move on with the show. All right. Wait, my next question is actually somewhat serious.
Oh no.
No, it's kind of serious. I don't know.
How can we even go from that? How do we follow that up?
We can get serious responses.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just don't expect any from us.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. Next question here is related to this article on the New York Times, which has been making a lot of rounds this week about Amazon. Okay.
All right.
Are you familiar with this article at all?
No.
Okay. The Amazon workplace, according to this article, has been described as bruising. And basically they're saying that, Amazon is not a fun place to work due to the level of pressure. Oh, also we need to do the sponsor spot once we're done with this.
Yes, of course.
Due to the level of pressure that is placed on employees. A lot of people are saying that, you're expected to respond to emails after midnight, and if you don't, you get text messages why aren't you responding to stuff?
Wow.
And they're pushing people really hard. Now, there's been a response to this. Jeff Bezos has come out and kind of he did a reply to this saying that's not where I work because I hang out in the executive suite.
Yeah, where we have AC and no one bothers me.
Air conditioner.
I bother them. Yeah. You don't text me. Get my number.
So yes, I'm sure I'm sure there's more than one. I'm sure there's more than one side to this Amazon story, but at least for the sake of Swordfight, we're going to ask the question: how much extra time should people be expected to work outside of your typical 40-hour work week? That's what that says right there.
Wow, that's such a broad question.
It's broad. I put 4 different responses, which is none, which is that I work when I'm at work, and when I leave work, I'm done. Maybe a tiny little bit, less than an hour, is an emergency or something urgent.
Okay.
Maybe 2 to 6, which means yes, you're expected. There's an expectation you're going to work off the clock, but it's maybe an hour here, a couple hours there.
Right.
That's still a decent amount, 2 to 6 extra hours. Right. Or 10 plus hours, you gotta work. You gotta work until the job is finished.
Yeah.
What do you think is reasonable for people?
I'll let you pick this one first since I picked the other one first.
All right. I'm gonna say less than an hour and only for urgent stuff. I'll pick number 2, which isn't a hard line no. It is yes, I'm gonna do a little bit if something really, really needs to be done, but as a general rule, no.
Yeah.
If you're going into work and you're working, then you should be done working when you're done working.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, what are you going to pick?
I'm going to say none. I'm off the clock.
All right, so neither of us are arguing for any of the 2 to 6 hours, so...
We're both lazy.
Both of us are lazy. I think it's point 1 here. All right, so I'll argue first, just because I'm ready to go here. When you're working at a workplace, and especially if you're hired as a salaried worker... because that's really what this comes down to is working overtime, extra time, all that kind of thing. There's certain times when things need to get done. We work in a sort of a 24-hour world where we have online ordering on websites and all that kind of stuff, and there's just sometimes the server's down, it needs to be brought back up or something like that. And I don't think it's unreasonable to ask people to be on call in certain situations, to come to the aid of the company in a time of need when there's been an emergency situation, something out of the ordinary that's happened where people should where it needs to get fixed. Otherwise, we're losing money. Money's going out the window. The website's down. People can't place orders. Anything like that. Sure. So there you go. That's my argument.
Okay. All right. So my argument again was none. I'm off the clock. If the contract that I signed with the company that has hired me, my employer, says that I come in at 9 and I clock out at 5, those are the hours I am expected to work. And if it's not stated in the contract that I've signed with that employer that I should be working outside of that, even if the job isn't done, right? Essentially, they're giving me that time to try to finish it, ideally within those parameters. But if I can't, it's going to have to wait till the next period of work, which would be the next day at 9 a.m. Especially if you're working overtime, you're not going to be getting paid extra for those extra hours you're working. So it's kind of like playing a video game in a way. You're only going to do something if it's going to give you something in return, right? Otherwise, it's a futile waste of time and investment, right? That's kind of how the workplace should be. You're working and you get paid for it. And anything past that, if you're not getting recognized for your hard work, then you shouldn't be doing it, or you shouldn't have to feel pressured into doing it. I feel like a lot of people in the workforce these days, especially in the corporate world, like Amazon, for example, feel the pressure or the need to kind of go above and beyond and try to work these extra hours outside of their designated clock in and clock out times. And what ends up happening is they're overworked and they're underpaid, and they end up getting stressed and depressed, and they kill themselves.
That sucks.
So choose life is what I'm going to say. Whatever Paul wants to argue against that, that's his own thing. But I choose life.
Apparently, I want people to die.
That's your words.
All right. I was noticing a lot of interesting comments in chat.
All right.
During your discussion, Kyle. Like, I work a 24-hour job. We work holidays and everything. We had some people saying that, like Tacos said, my job won't even let us work overtime if they want to. Nice. Overtime, in a lot of jobs, if you're not salaried, you have to pay time and a half and that kind of thing. Okay. We had a ambulance. I think somebody said they work, or Jim O says he's a paramedic, so he's always on call. And good on you, Jim O. It's a very honorable job, and I know it's very stressful too. So yeah, keep that up, man.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm curious to see what you guys thought about this particular discussion, and we're gonna check out the results here.
What do we got?
And all right, looks like I win.
Really?
I don't feel like it's a great victory though. Less than an hour and only for urgent stuff. So I mean, it's reasonable to expect a little bit more than maybe just the 40 hours.
Right.
But you were a close second with none of them off the clock.
Sure.
And then we have some folks who are saying like, look, if you're on the clock, or I mean, if you're, but it depends on the job too. And this is
it does. I was arguing in the sense of if you were an employee of Amazon.
We lost the camera.
Oh, it's probably the HDMI cable.
Yeah, can you fix it, guy?
Give me a sec. Tech repair.
1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
We're our own IT support.
Damn HDMI cable.
Let's see if this works.
It's loose. And we're back. We should be back. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Apparently Windows updates
don't look at me.
Updated themselves while we were waiting for them to update. Okay. So anyway, video's back. Everything seems to be back to normal. It looks like you should be able to hear us. And let's move to the final segments of my half of the show, which is... Oh, wait, no. We're not on to the final segment yet.
No.
We have a sponsor for this week's show.
That we do.
And that sponsor is Gigabyte. Mm-hmm. Today's show is brought to you by Gigabyte.
That's right.
And in order to celebrate their sponsorship of us, we're going to do a live unboxing.
Here we go. Today we've got the Z170X Gaming 7.
Oh, beautiful.
From Gigabyte, of course. Beautiful board. This is kind of a mid-range motherboard if you're looking to get into Skylake. I think the one we looked at 2 weeks ago was their Gaming G1, and that was a bit more high-end.
Yeah, that's really high-end.
It's like a $500 board.
That's $500.
So obviously not a lot of us have that kind of budget to throw around for a motherboard, mind you. I mean, you can build a freaking gaming system with that kind of money. So if you're looking for something a little bit less extravagant, but still very feature-rich, this might be a good solution. So let's go ahead and take a look inside.
Bring it over to the camera here.
Oh
no.
Shut up!
Why is it doing
it was
that?
Paul's fault this time. Ha!
I shouldn't even be doing that.
Ha! You all thought he was perfect. All right, let's take a look here. Get some nice cellophane wrapping here. Yes, beautiful.
So
beautiful.
This is actually the board that I set up for my Skylake build that I did just this past week.
You fancy.
Because I like I said, I have the one I'm going to build with, which is the Gaming G1, or the G1 Gaming, and this one's like $220, I think. And
a bit more reasonable.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
Gaming G1 is $500.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But we'll still take a look at some of the features.
And this one still says G1 Gaming on the top.
Yes, it does.
Kyle's peeling all the layers of stuff off.
So you can just trick your friends and say, "Hey, I got a G1 Gaming motherboard. It's $500." It looks almost the same. There's quite a few glaring differences though. You got their amp up audio chip right there. You've got 3 PCIe slots. I don't know the speeds. I'm sure these two are probably X16. You do get quite a few PCIe lanes with Skylake. Nice shiny white and kind of red color scheme that they've got going on here. Would be good in like a Define R5 or something like that. That's already a black and white case. I think it would look really nice.
Define R5.
Tons of SATA ports here. You've also got
or a Master Case 5.
Or a Master Case 5. I wonder who's done a video on that recently.
I might have just posted that right before the show.
All right.
I have a plug coming later.
Nice. Okay. You've also got an M.2 slot here, 32 gigabits per second.
2 of them.
You got 2. Oh, I didn't even see that one there. You got 2 of them, so you can do a PCIe M.2 SSD in either of these.
You can RAID those together.
You can RAID them as well. Very cool. You've got 2 USB 3.0 front panel. You've also got some buttons up here in the corner. Surface-mounted power and reset, of course. You got a debug LED, which is great for troubleshooting, as well as an OC and Eco button. Obviously, this is probably some kind of automatic overclock for your CPU. And then the Eco is if you want to go into power-saving mode, I would imagine. Very nice.
So you got the steel-reinforced PCI Express brackets here, which do seem to do a pretty good job of providing additional support, although it sometimes takes a little bit of extra finagling to get those actually... Why are you doing that?
Doing what?
Sticking your tongue out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you gotta give it a little bit extra push to get them in there, though. I've found on my G1 gaming board.
Do they feel a bit more secure, though, once they're in there?
Yeah, once it's in there, it's like super secure.
Nice.
Now, this has the red line going on around here. The G1 gaming, if you're looking for something different, has more red line light up stuff going on up the top right of the board as well.
That kind of balances it out a little bit.
That's one of the differences there.
At least it's a red LED and not like a yellow one, so it's actually matching the rest of your color scheme.
That's true.
I've seen a lot of boards that mismatch the colors and it looks kind of off.
Yeah, it's like it's red and black board and you got a blue LED.
Exactly. Here's a look at the I/O. All right, so you've got PS2 port for you old school users. You've also got 2 of these yellow colored USB ports. I'm guessing this is for their Easy Flash utility and something else.
The yellow ones, so I think the red one actually is for the
Easy Flash?
I think the yellow ones are for audio.
Okay, for DACs and stuff?
Yeah, so they provide a cleaner power for external DACs, which helps reduce like interference noise from the power delivery through the USB.
Cool. You got DisplayPort, HDMI out if you're using integrated graphics. You got 3 USB 3 ports. Do you know if this is also a USB 3? This is probably a regular USB 2.
Probably also USB 3.
Okay, usually if they're together, it's like they're on the same controller.
If they're together, it's the same.
You got 2 probably Intel Gigabit Ethernet LAN. And another one, you've got USB 3.1 Type-C connector. Sexy.
That's beautiful.
And some gold-plated audio for, I think it's 7.1 channel.
All right.
And optical SPDIF out.
Well,
beautiful.
We should leave a little bit more for your half of the show, Kyle.
Sure.
So, guys, check it out. That's a Z170X Gaming 7 motherboard from Gigabyte. If you guys are on Sandy Bridge, if you guys are on
you're on Sandy Bridge, it's time to upgrade.
If you're on Skylake, and you're considering what motherboard to get, I think that's a great option. It's
indeed.
It's not like your cheaper, 100 to 150-ish board, but it's not crazy expensive either.
Right.
I think like I said, about $220 when I checked that one out.
And if you guys are at all curious about the accessories that's included, that's probably something I can go over on my half of the show.
Oh yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We'll give a little bit more of a sneak peek there.
All right. Last segment for my half of the show, and that is tech news. And we're not doing too bad on time, but I'm going to try to run through these pretty quickly.
Sure.
So let's start off with the Android 6.0. You know what Android 6.0 is going to be?
Marshmallow. I think that's a great name.
Look
how cute.
Is it a great name? Because they had this video. Oh, why is it doing this?
Because it's YouTube. YouTube's horrible. I don't like the new YouTube.
They had this video. They this whole song that they wrote. These Nat and Lo made the song about like, what's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be?
All I know is that it made me hungry.
Yeah.
Watching this, and like,
gave me quite the sweet tooth.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a cute little song if you guys want to watch. But yeah, spoiler alert, it's Marshmallow. I have zero to add to that as far as technical details or anything. It's just called Marshmallow.
Other than marshmallows are delicious, so this OS is probably awesome.
So it's definitely gonna be fantastic. Yep. All right. Next up we have.
Do you think when they get to G it'll be graham cracker, and then C should have been chocolate? Pass G. Oh yeah. I can't do my lettering. I can't do math.
Yeah, apparently putting things in alphabetical order is not Kyle's strong suit.
Damn it!
All right. Google's new Nexus 5 smartphone is supposed to be built by LG, and there's also supposed to be a picture right here that like shows it.
Refresh?
Which I'm refreshing. Apparently, it's just not working. Who knows? Anyway,
not important.
So there's not a picture. So we
really don't have anything to say.
Here's this leaked picture
that we can't show you.
Google's new Nexus. No, Marcus Brownlee posted this. Here.
This article?
Yeah. Let's see if the Twitter picture will pull up. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Look at that.
Not for sale.
The new Nexus 5. Right?
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I think it's a, what, didn't you say it's like a polycarbonate back? It's got a laser detection.
Laser detection?
Laser face detection on the camera. I don't know what that means.
That's pretty fancy.
Laser focus. And then it's got a bulge kind of at the camera.
Yeah,
which
the camera.
I'm not a huge fan.
I don't like when that
bulging
happens.
Camera.
Just make the whole camera this wide, if it needs to be that wide. Honestly,
you mean the whole phone that wide?
Yeah, the whole phone.
Right. Yeah.
That wide. If the camera's got a bulge out like that, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I was about to pull out my phone, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, other than that, I will say the Nexus 5. I'm kind of interested in. I got the Nexus 6. It was my first Nexus phone. I really like the Nexus phone experience.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. So
I've never had a Nexus phone. I have a Nexus 7 tablet.
It's cool. Yeah, I mean, any of those Nexus devices, just knowing that you're going to get the latest Android whenever it launches and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Some more tech news for anyone who's worried about upgrading to Windows 10.
Oh, yeah.
And these rumors that Windows 10 is going to, like, find your pirated stuff.
It's, like, going to dig into your personal files?
Yeah. It's going to be like, hey, this software is pirated. We're going to delete it. That's not actually true. So anyone who's worried about that, you shouldn't be.
Right.
It's not going to search and destroy your pirated games. Your pirated games should be perfectly fine. You shouldn't have pirated games.
I don't.
Unless you're just trying them, and then you'll buy them later.
Like an honest...
I don't know.
Civilian.
Like an honest pirate. But yeah, the turmoil and excitement was due to Redmond updating Section 7B of the Microsoft Services EULA, the following paragraph that's listed right here. And basically, it's not true, I guess.
But they are still enforcing it for Windows applications, correct?
For Windows applications,
right.
Yes.
So if it's a Windows game or an Xbox Live game or something like that, and it's counterfeit,
then you might be at risk.
You might be blocked prohibited from playing that app.
Yeah, and you can't blame them for doing that for their own stuff.
Sure.
But when it comes to other applications that you might be running,
it's kind of relief though for people who do pirate like a lot of things, that they can still run pretty much 99% of it, as long as it's not Microsoft owned.
In theory.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is weird. I feel weird reporting on this. Like, so all you pirates out there,
you're safe.
Good news. Or,
yeah, right.
Anyway, but yeah, I did want to mention
Continue breaking the law.
And lastly, Cooler Master instigates a new branding and design overhaul.
Okay.
Clearing my throat. Yeah, so they're kind of refreshing their brand, which is
Coolest Master. Yes.
Yeah, they're no longer cooler, they're coolest.
Coolest Master.
No, they're going forward with their Make It Yours campaign, and a lot of the stuff that they kind of started at Computex. Now, the reason this is kind of interesting for a brand like Cooler Master is they're not. It's like sometimes brands reinvent themselves when they're not doing well. But Cooler Master isn't like not doing well; they're successful.
It's very brave of them.
But they've been working on this, and this is also part of the reason why they haven't come out with a lot of products recently. And this is also a shameless way for me to plug the video that I just posted, like right before the show started.
Wow.
Which
dude.
I don't even have it up here to even shamelessly.
Worst plug ever. You weren't even prepared for your own shameless plug.
I know.
That's even more shameful.
It's extremely shameful.
A shameful plug.
Is it shameful or shameless?
Shameful.
I don't even know.
For shame.
But if you guys want to check it out, I just did a review on the Master Case 5 and Pro 5, because the 5 and the Pro 5 are very similar. They just have a few different parts that swapped out.
Right.
So you guys should all go and watch that after the show.
What did you think of the case?
I liked it. I mean,
Was that what you said in the conclusion of your video?
Yes.
So after all this,
in the conclusion of the video, I liked it. In the conclusion of the video, I listed a few of the pros and a few of the cons, and I was like, overall, I like this. It's a good case. What I didn't do as much of in this video that I like, every time I make a video and I go back and look at it, I'm like, oh, what could I have done to like make that better or more insightful or anything like that?
Sure.
And the thing I didn't do as much in this video was say like, was give more direct comparisons to some of the other cases that are out there, especially at the price point.
Okay.
Because the basic Cooler Master Master case Pro or Master Case 5
Right.
is $110. The Master Case Pro 5 is $140.
Oh.
So,
I read it was a $20 premium for one of their other Master Case.
Well, that was
cases.
the MSRPs that were listed to me. So who knows what it's actually going to be at retail.
All right.
And it might be only a $20 difference or something, but it was $30 as it was listed to me.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good case. I thought it was very well constructed. I think it has, kind of all the features. And there's some little things here and there that you can point out, and like it's only got 2 USB 3.0 ports on the front. Kind of would have been nice to have a couple more than that, or even a couple more USB 2.0 ports. I like having multiple ports on the front.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition at about the little over $100 range.
Sure.
So that's what I didn't talk about quite as much. But overall, it's a really good case. Amazing paint job. The paint is beautiful.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, they always do a really good job with that, and the construction's really solid. And it struck me as one of those cases where, like, you could buy this case right now and use it for the next 5 years. You could put 3 different systems in this case because there's certain parts of it that you can swap out.
Right.
And, it is pretty flexible, and I did like how they kind of did that with it and made it very flexible and everything. Okay, that's all from my half of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Aye.
If you are watching live, don't go anywhere because we will be right back with Kyle's half of the show. It's usually slightly less good than my half of the show, but still stick around because I'm sure he has some fantastic and insightful things to say.
And Paul's a liar.
And I'm a liar.
For the record.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channels and share this with all of your friends. And Big Johnson's tell you guys who we're watching live today. And in the meantime, I'm also going to... Wait.
Do we have any last-minute Johnsons?
Do we have final Johnsons? Wait, I thought I had a final Johnson. Oh, yes. Cody. Cody, final Johnson to you, as well as Damon.
Cody!
Damon and Cody.
We get a double Johnson because Cody also picked up a shirt on the Awesome Sauce store.
Cody, you're going to get a refund.
Yes, you are.
A little shipping refund for
It's like you get free money.
All right, so
buying for both
enjoy those products. Enjoy the second half of the show to you guys who still have yet to experience it. And
we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
See ya.